My lawyer has advised me to say that this video is a joke. I do not have a wife. I do not have children. This video is a joke. Do not take this video seriously. This video is a bit of satire I made because I thought it was funny. Do not take this video seriously. Enjoy. I'm glad I left my wife and children forever. Yeah, y'all heard me right. I'm really, really, really glad I made the choice, a very hard choice, to leave my wife and children forever. And I know to some of y'all, this sounds like absolute insanity. Leaving my wife and children forever. I mean, like, that's messed up. I am now a deadbeat dad. But you know, I have no regrets. I am honestly so glad that I am away from them, that I am out of that relationship, and that I don't have to deal with that woman ever again. I probably will have to deal with her at some point in my life, I hate to say, but, you know, I'm just going to keep telling myself I don't have to deal with her ever again, for the moment at least. I was working 60-hour weeks. I was working 60-hour weeks, and she didn't want to work at all. She wanted to have the newest things, the nicest cars, and everything like that. And I just couldn't afford it. Not with what I was making. And so I just had to work more and more and more. And I get home, I want to eat food. There's no groceries. There's no food, nothing like that. Hey, you know, she doesn't want to make food. There's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes folks are just not good at making food, or sometimes they just don't want to make food. But there's no groceries at all. Like, I'm working a 60-hour week, and I asked her to go get groceries, and she can't even go get groceries so I can have a nice warm dinner, even if it is just a lean cuisine microwave dinner. I can't even have a warm dinner when I get home. I gotta go by somewhere else and get food and then go home. I'm working 60-hour weeks. Thankfully, not anymore, but I was working 60-hour weeks, and it's just insane. And then I started voicing my concerns, and she started manipulating my son, Lil Johnny, into dissing on me as well. And that was really the final straw for me. I had been with my wife at that time, currently going through divorce proceedings. I had been with her for around about 8 years, had my kid about 5 years in the relationship. He's like 5 years old right now. He's a fantastic kid, but he's too much like her. But I just got fed up. I was just done. I was like, you know, you're wanting all of this stuff. You're wanting all of this stuff. You're wanting all of these luxury goods, and you're not wanting to work for it. I personally believe a relationship is 50-50. And I don't believe she was contributing her 50%. I've got nothing wrong with both folks in the relationship working. That's perfectly fine. And in fact, I think that's great. I think that's fantastic. I, as said, think relationships should be 50-50. But, you know, it's okay. If you want to stay home and make sure little Johnny is doing okay, help him with his homework and stuff like that kind of thing, hey, that's perfectly fine. But it's got to be 50-50 in some way, shape, or form. I've got no issue with that. I'm an understanding person, I like to think. But when I'm being told that I'm not working enough and that there's not enough money, and the reason for that is because she keeps going out and buying jewelry and trying to finance stuff, and she's loading up and maxing out her credit cards, and then she's trying to open up new credit cards in my name because I've got a better credit score than her because she never paid off her credit cards, and now she's wanting me to pay off her credit card debt plus interest. It's just ridiculous. It's just insane. And, you know, it really just did get to the point where it was a very toxic relationship. It really did. And that's without even mentioning the fact that, as said previously, she was manipulating my son. Great kid, love him. But she was manipulating him into starting to hate me. I really genuinely do hope that in a couple years he kind of awakens to his senses and realizes what's going on. But, you know, honestly, I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. He is a lot like his mother after all. He's been taught irresponsible spending from the beginning. Absolutely. My ex-wife, massive manipulator, and I stuck it in crazy, and that's my bad. I should have never associated with her. Honestly, I was just infatuated. I was just infatuated. Met her, I'm like, I'm not gonna lie, she's crazy. She's a manipulative person, but, you know, pretty good looking. Straight up, she's pretty good looking. And so I was like, you know, hell yeah kind of thing. But I should have looked at the signs. From the very beginning, there were signs that this was not gonna go well. And honestly, I'm like, hey, even if you stick it in crazy, at least make sure you don't have a kid with crazy. Not only did I put it in crazy, I had a kid with crazy too. Yeah, big mistake on my part. 8 years of my life gone. My credit score has tanked. I have very little money in my savings account. I have none in my retirement. Okay, just a little bit in my retirement. I did put some over to the side when I had the chance. Thankfully, I put some in my retirement, but not much. She even wanted me to withdraw my Roth IRA, the little money that's in it, to spend for stuff, and I'm just kind of like, do you not understand that if I withdraw money from my Roth IRA before retirement age in the United States, then I get double taxed on that? Like, that defeats the whole point of having a Roth IRA. You put your post-tax money in, and then once you hit retirement age, you can take it out, no taxes. That's how it works. But if you take it out before retirement age, then you get taxed. It's messed up. It's messed up. I am so glad that, excuse me, I am so glad I'm not with that woman anymore. And, you know, for the last couple weeks I've been not there. It has been difficult. It has been difficult. You know, moved out. I left pretty much everything behind because I knew if I even anywhere near looked like I just wasn't coming back, I would get screamed at. The police would probably get called on me for something or other. And, you know, I just didn't know how that was going to go. So I just left. And genuinely, I'm really glad I did. But it's been difficult finding a place to go, trying to get divorce proceedings going, getting a lawyer with the not so much amount of money I have. It's been hard, and I have no faith that I'm going to get anything in the divorce proceedings. I have full faith that everything will be taken, but I have no regrets about my choice. I'm glad I left. You know, I'm going to pay child support, and you know what's going to happen to that child support? It's going to get wasted. It's absolutely going to get wasted. I know it is. I'm really hoping. I'm really hoping that once court proceedings go through and everything like that, hopefully she actually shows up to court. I wouldn't be surprised if she doesn't. Although I guess that's a good thing if she doesn't, because it would look better on me. And two, I'm hoping that I can get 50% days with little Johnny. I'd be happy with that. You know, I don't want to take my kid away from his mother. I don't want to be the sole parent or anything like that. I believe that, you know, both of us are around. Both of us should take care of little Johnny kind of thing, even if we're not together. I'm trying my best to be understanding. But, yeah. It is a pretty hard topic to talk about, I'll acknowledge. But genuinely, I really am just so glad that I left my wife and children forever. I really am. And I have no regrets. I have no regrets about having left my wife and children forever. None. None at all. No regrets. I'm honestly very glad that I did. And, you know, I figure this video is probably going to be used in the divorce proceedings to try to make me look bad. But all I've been saying during this video today, it's all facts, but it's facts from my perspective. So, of course, the court may have a different idea of kind of what was going on and everything like that, but this is my perspective on the situation. And I'm honestly just so glad I left my wife and children behind. I'm really glad that now I've got a couch to crash on for the next couple days or so. And I'm working on getting an apartment right now. Just trying to find a cheap one out that's not too far from work. Thankfully, my boss, very understanding. He was very understanding before I got out of the relationship, before I left my wife at the time. And he always let me work overtime. They always needed overtime, but they never forced anybody to, so I'm really glad that he's being really understandable. I haven't been working as quite as much this last little while or so, just simply because well, I've got a lot of stuff on my plate right now. But he's been very understanding. I thankfully still have a job. And, you know, I'm not working as much. I'm not making quite as much, but we're getting there. We're getting there. I still have my car, getting some clothing from the thrift shop and stuff like that. Hopefully I can get everything that I left at my then wife's place back. We'll find out. I wouldn't be surprised if she burned it, in all honesty. She's crazy like that. But yeah, I'm so glad that I just walked out one morning and never came back. I'm so glad. I am so glad that I did that, and I have absolutely no regrets. Well, we'll see how everything goes. We'll see how everything goes. I really hope it all goes well. I hope the proceedings don't completely turn against me. We'll find out. Either way, I'm glad I'm out of there. Call me a call me a deadbeat dad if you will, but you know, sometimes there's a relationship and you just have to get out. And you know, I'm still willing to do my job as a parent. I've got no problem. I love my child. I've got no problem with my child besides the fact that he's too much like his mother. But you know, I'm still going to try to do my best. I'm not going to just walk away, not pay child support. I'm going to try my best not to be a deadbeat dad. I know some of y'all are probably like, yo, he walked away from his family. He's deadbeat dad. I understand the thought process, but sometimes there's just stuff you got to get out and not look back. And that's what I'm trying to do right now. I genuinely have no regrets about leaving my wife and children behind forever. And I am genuinely glad that I did. Yeah. Hope you guys have enjoyed watching this video today. If you guys have enjoyed watching this video, of course, please make sure to like and subscribe for more content. I have my Instagram, my book, my merch, my P.O. box, and my other channels on the description down below. Go check them all out. I think that's pretty much all I had to say for this video today. And to the next one, y'all. Stay safe and peace and have a great one. Yes, sir.